Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with designer Kris Burm, well known for GIF and Tsar and Dwan and Zerts and many different
the project.
Yes, well-regarded abstract games, which has now been reprinted in a new series by Hulk and Friends, and you've added a new title.
Yes.
To the GIF project.
Well, after the previous publisher, Smart Games, and I went separate ways, I had two options: either look for another publisher, or starting to publish again myself.
Yes.
Like I did way back with Schmidt-Spiele when we separated. And I thought, well, I already had a new game, which is this one, but in another version.
Okay.
It was something in between a game that could be part of Project GIF or a standalone game. And as soon as I had as soon as I was forced to reconsider starting publishing a game myself, I thought I need that game maybe for when I start again myself. I need a game to
launch a company.
Yeah,
I guess.
To let the people know that I'm doing it again.
Right.
And then after 2 or 3 years, Simon from Hulk and Friends contacted me because I didn't know where to go to with the complete series.
Right.
So, and then Simon fell out of the blue, and we started talking, and we ended with a contract.
Okay.
And then in a quite short while, because in hardly 1 year and a half, the 6 games now are they are not available yet, but almost.
Almost, yes, coming to market. Well, some of them have been released in new editions, and some are on the way.
Yeah.
So LYNGK has been in design for years. I know you posted a picture where I think it was 2012, playing the game, or playing some version of the game.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. When I started working on that game, I had in mind to design a game that was clearly that had nothing to do with Project GIF, but there were always elements that came back.
Okay.
And at a certain moment, I realized if I can't get it away from the project, I have only one option left, and that is make it a Project GIF game.
Okay.
And since there are elements of all 6 games, I started looking at it myself at a kind of umbrella game that was going to be a kind of synthesis of the 6 games. Whether I really succeeded in making the best possible synthesis, that I don't know. But anyway, as soon as I got, as soon as the game was say 95% free, I knew that it was a Project GIF game, and that it was going to hold on to the standard. Do you say it that way?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So meet the bar.
Meet the bar. That's it. So I'm very happy with it.
Okay. Maybe you can. Well, here. Let's if we go down to the table here. I don't know if you have a seat. Okay. So we were talking before we went on camera, and Kris was saying that he's got, I guess, all the versions in your head.
Well, the residues of all the versions.
Yes. So I know we have 6 pieces, and of course each piece is linked to a game from Project GIF, at least in the rules as they describe it. And your goal of your game, I'm going to describe the game to the designer if you want.
Well, first of all, these are kind of yogurt pieces, and they represent GIF.
Yes.
They and the other 5 colors are we choose them according to the color code that we also use for the boxes. We had a problem because the urea, the material, could not be delivered in the games in the colors we wanted, so we had to improvise, and we ended up with this.
Okay.
But the idea is there is GIF, and the 5 other games are represented each with a color.
Yes.
You have to make stacks of 5 pieces, and in a stack you can only have 1 piece of each color.
With a joker representing anything.
Indeed.
Yes.
So it is. That also is already an analog or metaphorical for what Project GIF was.
Yes.
Or still is.
So now the pieces start randomly placed on the board. You have tokens on the side which represent the 5 colors, because the jokers are not a color. And the colors belong to no one.
In the beginning, you have no color yet. That's why a random position, starting position, is legitimate. There is no problem with it, because you don't know which color you'll play. You start making moves, and during the game, you'll be allowed to choose or to claim 2 colors.
Yes.
And you'll have to try to make stacks of 5 pieces with one of your 2 colors on top.
Yes.
As soon as it happens, just and as an example, this is a stack of 5 pieces. If I play ivory and I completed this stack, I remove it from the board and I put it next to it. And at the end, when no more moves are possible, this will count as 1 point. So the aim is to make as many stacks of 5 pieces as possible.
Okay. And once you claim a color, so if you claim ivory, I can now no longer move any stacks that
in the beginning,
are topped with ivory.
all the pieces are neutral. Apart from the yoker pieces, they may not be moved, so they can only be moved as part of a stack.
Yes.
So if you jump on top of it, now it is part of that stack. If ivory wants to move this one, the yoker also moves with it.
Yes.
In the beginning, both players play with all colors, but as soon as you claim a color, the opponent may not use that color to play with anymore.
Yes.
So a very important element of the game is the moment when you'll decide to claim a color or your second color. That's crucial.
It seems like there'd be this teeter-totter, this sort of balance here. You don't want to make one color
indeed
better, unless you already have it.
If you choose your color too soon, the opponent has
just time to respond, or at least to.
Yes, he can start jumping on the color that you choose.
Yes.
If you wait too long, then the good colors may be gone.
Yes.
You know, but it all depends on what the situation, how the game evolves on the board.
Okay. And you mentioned as well in the rules how there's actually a variance where you can play where this would be a 6th color. And you can win, just try for the 6th color.
Do we have to talk about that?
We don't have to talk about it.
I like that version, that variant very much.
Yes.
But
it seems harder.
Yeah, it is not harder.
No.
But it is in the beginning, as long as you don't know the strategy, if you don't know how to start the game, then you'll often have an accidental win.
Okay.
So you need expertise to start playing the variant. But once you have it, I consider it as good as a real game itself.
Okay. All right. I don't think there's any other details. I don't know if we actually talk about capturing rules.
That is one of the. I'll give a few examples of how this game relates to other games.
Okay.
So one of the things is, as in Tsar and in LYNGK, pieces may move along lines, but may not jump over other pieces.
Yes.
So that is a moving mechanism that you also find in other games, but also in some of the Project Give games.
Yeah.
You may jump on top of pieces or stacks of the same level, as long as they are neutral. You may never jump on a higher stack.
Right.
So that is a link to Tsar, because in Tsar,
with the different types of pieces.
Yeah, the different types of pieces. As in fact, apart from Give, all the other games, you have a limited amount of moves. So you are driven towards a win.
Yes.
There is no escape from it.
That's what I love about Dwan, mostly. Dwan is, it feels like this momentum towards the end game. where the board keeps shrinking because you have fewer and fewer stacks, and then something gets cut off, and then it's just eliminated.
Yeah, but here you have the same thing.
Yes. Okay.
At a certain point, you cannot avoid that stacks of 5 will be made,
Right.
and that is linked to the moment that you choose your color, you claim your color.
Right.
Of course, you just mentioned Dvon. Stacking pieces is also an element of Dvon and Tsar.
Yes.
The fact that the pieces in the beginning don't belong to a player is zicht. That's all. That can also be found in zicht.
Yeah.
So there are more. The fact that there is a link move. Shall I explain the link move?
If you want, it's up to you.
No. Let's forget about the link move.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's.
Okay. But I appreciate the new creation, the new game. It's been 10 years since SAR came out, so
Yeah.
we keep saying.
Yeah, but
some people say.
well, it's also for me a surprise that this game that there is a 7 game now. But on the other hand, when I started, and that is in 95. When I had the idea for GIPF and the project, GIPF was ready, and I had another game which was never published.
Okay.
So, and it was a game opposed to Tsar, instead of on a shrinking board, it was on a board that enabled GIPF to play on a board that was growing.
Okay.
But it was also a game in its own right. And well, I still have it, so I never. There is one problem with it. It is you start with putting 51 tiles on the board, and that is a bit too much to start with.
Okay. Yes.
But maybe I'll have a look at it again.
Okay. In time. All in time.
Yeah, who knows?
All right. Well, thank you very much.
There is one thing.
Oh.
The potentials.
Yes.
They'll have to follow.
Okay.
And we are still talking about the best way to make them available again, because starting again with 3 sets is a bit of a hustle. It's a bit so.
Right.
That is something that has yet to be discussed.
Okay. I know when the title was first announced, some people thought it was the potentials bundled together, a link between the games through the use of potentials. It just seemed like that with the name, but
it is a link of all the games.
yes, but
And
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and it is also the link move is a way to link your pieces that are normally not reachable.
Okay.
So you can use your own pieces in a kind of series of moves that will follow.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for the discussion, the
Thank you.
history, and there we go. Overview of LYNGK from Kris Burm. Thank you.